Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ars.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question as long as it's not too rude. Question number 1, and this is from Joe Edward Mason. Oh, my hair. My hair feels like it reflects my mood, and today it's crazy, y'all. I've actually got glue in it as well. I'm not sure how that got there. So question number 1 is from Joe Edward Mason. What do you want right now? What do you need right now? I need coffee. I've had a coffee. Don't know if you can tell. But now I'm on the hard stuff. I'm on water. Cheers. I definitely need another coffee though. But I find if I drink too much coffee, I start to get jittery and I really don't like that feeling. So I tend to have like maybe 2 coffees max caffeinated, and then we've got decaf coffee for when I just really still want a coffee but don't want to get the jitters. What route would you choose for a round the world trip? Around the world for, why doesn't that make sense to me? What route would you choose for would it be a round the world trip or around the world? Okay, whatever. What route would I choose? So my geography is really bad. I think I'll just say the places that I'd like to go and then we can formulate the route after that. So I guess I would like to go to Egypt. I've had like this calling to go to Egypt in me since I was a very, very young girl. And I've always had this vision in my mind of a blue sky, just completely clear blue sky, and a desert and a very, very small ruin. And by small, I mean literally like a foot, like maybe 6 foot by 6 foot square, kind of tallish, sandy rock ruin. And it's just very, very basic. It's got like a slit window. And I don't know why that's been in my head, but it has. And then oddly enough, my name Sharm, which I just formulated when I was in my early 20s, apparently there's a place in Egypt called Sharm el-Sheikh, and so I found that quite interesting as well. Anyway, I totally digressed. So I'd like to go to Egypt, and I'd like to go to all of the European countries like Sweden, Denmark, Norway, all of those places. I'd love to just do like a trip through those. Where else would I like to go? I've never really wanted to go to New York, which is weird. I've never wanted to go and stand in, like the New York, is it the New York Square or whatever they call it? That's never really appealed to me, which I guess maybe because I just think, I'm going to stand there and it's going to be busy and I'll be able to take it in for like maybe half an hour, sort of look around, and then what? It's just going to feel maybe, I guess, like a busier London. And I don't know if that really appeals to me. I think I really want to go to Ireland. So it's interesting because a lot of the places I want to go to are actually really local and I should just go and visit them. I think I'd like to go to Japan and China. But that's long haul, isn't it? That's super long haul, and I'm not the best flyer. I get quite nervous on flights. So I don't know if I could do a long haul flight. Isn't it like 24 hours or something on a plane? Oh, I can't imagine it. Do you remember your dreams? Oh, vividly. I have the craziest dreams. And also they're always in colour, and I always remember them. And some mornings when I wake up after dreaming, I just feel like I've been around the world. I feel like I've done my round the world trip. And I feel like I've met new people and had new experiences. And sometimes more often than not, my dreams are very, very normal dreams. I feel like I go back to an age that's my early 20s. I always seem to be in my early 20s in my dreams. Always in colour, and they're always normal. So there's not anything fantastical happening. However, I have had dreams that are just insanely beautifully fantastic. And when I have nightmares, I don't tend to dream about, horror film type nightmares. My nightmares are generally about the end of the world. And I had one the other night and it's terrifying. I dreamt there was a comet in the sky and it was going to hit and the world was shaking, the earth was shaking, and so nightmares for me are literally portending the end of the world, and it's terrifying. Do you enjoy your job? Yes, very much so. This is what I do. I love it. vlogging and filming and everything, I really enjoy doing it because I feel like it's personal and it keeps me connected to you guys. And it's just a nice way to touch base. And because singing, singing is my passion, first and foremost passion, but it is a very lonesome thing. So it's, I come into my room here, I stand in front of my mic and I practice and I sing, and there's no one else around me, and it's very much like a pat yourself on the back jobby after it's done. With this, when these videos go up and we can interact in the comments, it feels like I'm getting my social. I feel like a Sims character, and there's like when you get the little stats above your head and it goes green and it goes up. My social is like this, and so my social goes up. And then like when they're doing their hobbies like painting or writing, my green little thing goes up when I'm singing. So I like to make sure that all of my little green things are like topped up. Are you still learning who you are? Definitely. I think we all are, aren't we? And the funny thing is when I was in my mid-20s, I thought, I must be developed now. And then I got to like 30 and I was like, oh my God, I was so naive in my mid-20s. And then I got to like mid-30s and I was like, oh my God, what was I thinking when I was 30? And now I'm like, I must know everything, right? And then I'm sure like when I'm 40, I'll be like, oh, what the hell was I thinking? I'll watch these vlogs back and think, oh my God, Jenna, what was you doing? I think finding out who you are and who other people are as well, like your close companions, I find that such an interesting thing though. I love learning about human nature, psychology, what makes people tick. I love all of that, and I love being challenged, and I love knowing that I can be challenged, especially by my partner. When we're having conversations, I like knowing that he's going to say something that will challenge my beliefs or my morals or something. He will say something and I'll think, oh yeah, that's interesting, and I can take it away and chew on it and digest it and then come up with my own. I just love it. I love all that side of learning about who you are and the mind and how it all ticks. Who cuts your hair? Well, I do, but I mean, can't you tell? I cut my hair, but I do treat myself maybe once every couple of years and go to the hairdresser. But because I've got wavy hair, like this is how my hair goes when I wash it and just let it air dry. I haven't done anything to it. It just does this. And sometimes it goes crazy and I'm just like, I've got to do something with it. But I can't be bothered anymore. I love having long hair. If you followed me for a while, you see I've gone short. And having short hair is great because it's easy to maintain. But I've always liked having long hair. I like the sort of fairy tale aesthetic of having long hair. And I can't really pull off short hair anyway. But so maybe twice a year, once every 2 years. Oh my God, the glue in my hair. You wouldn't think I'm 36, would you? I'm pulling a Cameron Diaz here. It's gone really hard. But so once every couple of years I'll go to the hairdresser and get it done, and I'm always kind of a bit like, I could have probably done that myself. And when I cut it myself, I just wet it, pull it forward, grab little ends and just chop off the split ends. And obviously because it's wavy, it doesn't really matter how it looks because it does what it wants anyway. My hair's got a mind of its own, so I let it crack on. I think it's still learning as well. So this is from Katrina. I'm so crazy. Like first I wanted to be a vet nurse, then I was like I'll be a home carer, and now I'm like maybe a detective. Like I'll never know how my mind works. Not really a question, but I still find that a really interesting thing to say because I'm pretty similar. There was a stage where I wanted to be a vet nurse, thought about caring, I thought about going in the police. I've always found that and being a detective. Funnily enough, Ian and I are actually doing a detective game at the moment where it's called Who Killed or What Happened to Lara Talmore. And it's basically it's all fake, obviously, but it's a set of police files and interview transcripts, photographs, a map, and you have to put all the clues and evidence together and figure out what happened to this girl, and it's so good. I'm loving it. Okay, so this is in a different language. Didn't get my translate open again. And it says, pray for the beloved, your heart will. How are you feeling right now? I'm feeling a little bit confused from the last sort of non-question, but I'm also feeling pretty positive. I'm halfway through my vlogs for the year, so I'm on track, y'all. Looking forward to next week as well, because I can start, before Christmas, I started working on a song for Aerith from Final Fantasy VII, and it was going pretty well, but then, you know, Christmas hit, and then all of my January stuff is like, you know, vlogging and that, so I'm looking forward to cracking on with that again and getting my teeth back into singing. So that is it for this month's Q&A. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ars.fm/Sharmalade and I'll do my best to answer your question. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I will see you very soon for the next Q&A. Bye!